When House of the Dragon premiered, many Game of Thrones fans were skeptical. After all, the original series had some legendary moments but also an ending that divided viewers. Yet, this prequel, set nearly 2 centuries before Daenerys Targaryen's time, managed not only to carve its own path but also to cleverly reference the original show in ways that enrich both stories. What makes these callbacks stand out is how they tap into familiar themes like power, legacy, dragons, and the relentless hunger for more. Even though the story unfolds in a different era, the emotional core remains deeply connected to what fans remember. Whether through a recognizable name, a shared location, or a haunting prophecy, House of the Dragon keeps nodding to the future it's building towards. Here are 10 key callbacks that deepen the narrative and make watching both shows together far more rewarding. The Catspaw Dagger returns. The Valyrian steel Catspaw Dagger, famously used to attack Bran Stark and later wielded by Arya against the Night King, appears in House of the Dragon. King Viserys keeps it close, bearing Aegon the Conqueror's prophecy about danger from the north. This connection bridges the Targaryen past with the icy threats looming in Game of Thrones. Aegon's dream and the Song of Ice and Fire. Viserys reveals a secret prophecy from Aegon the Conqueror about a great darkness coming from the north. This adds a new dimension to the Targaryen conquest, suggesting their dynasty was meant to be guardians against a future apocalypse, a thread quietly woven into Game of Thrones. Familiar locations, Harrenhal and Winterfell. The ruined Harrenhal serves as the stage for key events like the Great Council, while Winterfell hosts pivotal conversations. Seeing these iconic places in earlier contexts enriches the history fans know and adds weight to the location's importance. The Stark motto echoes during a meeting. The Stark words "Winter is coming" surface again. Unlike Game of Thrones, where it feels like an immediate threat, here it's an ancient warning, emphasizing the long-standing, looming danger that shadows Westeros. Rhaenyra and Daenerys, flames across time. Rhaenyra's struggles for legitimacy and destiny echo Daenerys' journey. Similarly, Alicent Hightower's political savvy and vulnerabilities mirror characters like Cersei and Sansa. These parallels highlight recurring themes of ambition, family, and tragic legacy. Dragons as weapons and warnings. Dragons in House of the Dragon are awe-inspiring but dangerous, much like in Game of Thrones. Viserys' warning that Targaryens never truly controlled their dragons echoes Tyrion's later fears about Daenerys' power, underscoring an inevitable descent into chaos. Seeds of the Mad King. Viserys and Daemon hint at the cracks leading to Aerys II's madness. Their pain, indecision, and fiery nature suggest the Targaryen instability was a slow burn, not a sudden collapse, foreshadowing the dynasty's tragic end. Political marriages and costly legacies. Much like the disastrous arranged marriages in Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon highlights unions like Rhaenyra and Lyanna's, political tools lacking love, fueling family strife and tragedy. The Greens versus the Blacks. A Stark Lannister parallel. The rivalry between Alicent's Greens and Rhaenyra's Blacks echoes the Stark-Lannister divide. It's a deeply personal civil war within a house rather than between houses, emphasizing themes of duty, tradition, and family betrayal. The fall of dynasties is inevitable throughout the prequel. There's a persistent sense that the Targaryen dynasty is doomed. Watching their rise and fall with the knowledge of Game of Thrones adds a layer of tragic inevitability. Every decision is a domino leading to the eventual downfall. House of the Dragon masterfully weaves these callbacks without relying on nostalgia. Instead, it builds context and emotional depth, making both series richer and more meaningful. These subtle ties remind us that Westeros is a world where legacies echo across generations, a story of power, loss, and repeated mistakes.